Alright, so we got every time G-Thug lost in Warhammer 40k, but before we get into it, man, happy Thanksgiving to everybody that's watching the video, man. I really appreciate all the support, and just want to say, man, I'm thankful for y'all. And other than that, man, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'm also thankful for that as well. Other than that, let's go let's go into it. Let's go, y'all.
Duels, as well as in overall conflicts and even wars. Honestly, G-Man's greatest strength isn't his logistical might, it's his ability to get knocked down and then keep getting back up.
Yep, you know what, bro? And I gotta give respect to respect, respect is due, whatever the saying goes. Let's keep it real for what it is, bro. G-Thug, he's not really a good fighter, y'all. He don't got no type of hands or nothing. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like me, with my expertise, bro, I'm legit walking up to G-Thug, bro, like, and I'm flinching at him, he gonna, like, stab her back and then, like, fall down the stairs or something like that and lose. Like, generally, y'all, like, I feel like with, like, my, like, ferocious, like, strength and, like, combos and stuff like that, y'all, like, my might would just be too much for him. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to G-Thug though, because like Majorkill just said, bro, he can get back up. When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want and not what you need. Shout out to Coldplay. But like, no, seriously though, like, bro, G-Thug, he's resilient. He's a leader. Again, shout out to him. But this is the reason why Majorkill didn't make a video saying, oh, wow, every time Vulcan lost, because Vulcan never lost.
The other loyalist Primarchs got sick of the Imperium or got too depressed from their burden, so they dipped, whereas Guilliman literally died, was frozen for 10,000 years, and upon awakening, his first action was to kill a Khorne berserker. The dude is awesome, but the dude loses. So I thought it would be cool to check out each time the Lord of Ultramar has taken an L. Before we get started, I will only be going over genuine, indisputable losses. Even though Calths suck for the Ultramarines, they were victorious, so that counts as a win for G-Man. When the Shadow Crusade was reaching its peak, Guilliman and his legion finally caught up with Laer and Angron and engaged him in a vicious battle on Assyria. Now you gotta respect Guilliman's balls here. He took on 2 legions and then took on 2 Primarchs. The Ultramarines were actually somewhat winning. They took out the Wordbearer's Gloriana class ship and were putting in a shift, with Guilliman breaking Laer's ribs and then dueling Angron. However, the world was infused with warp power.
Bro, what happened here? Somebody gotta get him an ice pack or something. I've never seen this scar before. Bro, what happened to him? I feel bad. Bro, imagine like your son or daughter comes home like this. Bro, y'all crashing out, right? Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I'm Swiss cheesing everybody, bro. Everybody better get that Macarena treatment, bro. Honestly, this is crazy. Look at this, bro. What happened?
Well, Angron was ascending to become a demon prince, and the Wordbearers and World Eaters were so warp mad and bloodlusted that not even the Ultramarines could overcome them. So as Angron was turning into a massive pissed off demon, Guilliman ordered a retreat and his legion quit the field, allowing Laer and Angron to finish off the Ruin Storm and leave Ultramar alive.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it real. Usually I would troll and clown G-Thug for that, for retreating or whatever, but like, I'm gonna keep it like that. That's just smart. That's just a smart move to do. Not saying that I would do it, obviously, bro. Like, we're continuing the battle and we're winning, but like, I'm gonna keep it real. That was smart of him.
A clear defeat for Guilliman. He didn't suffer a big wound here, nor did he suffer massive losses. His attack was attended as a strike at the heart of the traders, hoping to take out 2 Primarchs, so it was not a huge overcommitted war with a ton of attrition or losses. However, the consequences of this loss included allowing the Ruinstorm to be finished, which cut Guilliman, Sanguinis, and Lion off from Terra. I wouldn't say Guilliman made a mistake here, but he was desperate and he just didn't have it in him to get the dub. During the events of Imperium Secundus, Conrad Kurz was unleashed on Macragge and started causing havoc, culminating in Guilliman and the Lion 2v1ing Conrad. Now you would think that if the Lion can beat Conrad in a 1v1, then surely a 2v1 would be a breeze.
Oh, yeah.
However, Conrad had lured the brothers into an arena of his choosing and was fighting defensively. He also made it hard for both of them to attack him at the same time, as Guilliman was getting in the Lion's way a bit. Conrad then activated his trap card, an explosion that collapsed the building onto the 2 loyalist Primarchs, who would have then died if it wasn't for Dantiok using the Pharos device to pull them to safety at the last second. So overall, they were lured into a trap and only survived due to...
Bro, he's such a school threat, bro. Like, you cannot even fight fair with this dude. Now, I understand, bro, 2v1, whatever. But at the same time, he's such a diabolical, just deviant that, like, bro, like, look, he's trying to explode buildings and put buildings on people. What's up with this dude, bro? He's really cuckoo for cuckoo puffs up here, bro. Get a grip on your life.
Plot armor, a clear loss, at least from a duel perspective. Guilliman wouldn't really taste defeat for the rest of the heresy, helping...
Also, y'all, real quick, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a like a Fortnite video up today and tomorrow, y'all, and on Saturday. On Saturday, y'all, it's the Fortnite live event. I'm pretty sure that it's like a what is it? It's like a Fortnite live event. I don't know what it's really about, but y'all know I told y'all this like probably like a month or two ago. Yo, whenever there's like a live event, y'all, we will be there. I know I haven't really been there for all the live events or whatever, but like I'm gonna keep it real. I'm like a little bandwagon when it comes to like Fortnite's like live events. I kind of like them. I wish Warzone still did live events. I mean, I don't know what happened. I don't know, if their computers couldn't take it or whatever. But, bro, I do miss those Warzone live events. But I will be recording. I won't be live, but I will be recording the Fortnite live event on my computer. And then after I record it, I'm going to get it up for you guys later. And then also, bro, we got the Game Awards, on the 12th of December. I'm pretty sure that's like a Thursday. So, I guess you could say gaming is coming back this year, bro. Gaming wise, like I'm gonna just keep it real. It hasn't really been the best. I would say like this year, it was kind of like I don't know, like we had Elden Ring come out. We had what else we had come out this year? Silent Hill F come out. We had Ghost of Yote come out. Good games, right? But like I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Like a lot of the bangers are dropping next year, and I cannot wait. Please, GTA, please do not move back. I can't wait to play the Wolverine game. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait, bro.
Sanguini's break through the ruins, and then again, during the scouring, Guilliman was known for tearing through the traitors, picking the right battles and having the largest legion. However, it was also during the scouring that Guilliman would taste his most bitter defeat of all. He begun to hunt for Fulgrim and corner his traitor brother in a star system, but it was a trap from the beginning. Fulgrim, that slithery little slut snake, had left a trail of breadcrumbs for Guilliman to follow, which ended up with Guilliman's fleet being outnumbered and in a lot of shit. There was no chance of being able to run, so Guilliman instead teleported himself and his best warriors onto Fulgrim's flagship with two missions in mind. Mission 1 is that various strike teams would sabotage key systems of the ship, disabling it, which would allow the Ultramarine fleet to escape. For the second mission, Guilliman, as well as his first and second companies, would attempt to attack and slay Fulgrim directly. Guilliman made it out to just be a stalling action, saying he wanted to keep Fulgrim busy while the ship was sabotaged, but in truth, Guilliman's pride, ego, and hate had gotten the better of him, and he really wanted to kill Fulgrim. Fair enough. Guilliman made his warriors stay outside of the chamber and he entered Fulgrim's lair alone. He and Fulgrim spoke with some
dumb. Yo, that is a man's worst nightmare, bro. Is that ego. Now here's the thing. I understand this man, bro. He's just a ill. He just nasty. He's legit the word ill. Like he's ugly. He's a deviant, bro. He's just nasty. He's just dirty. I understand that. But at the same time, bro, walking into his lair, bro, alone, it is the stupidest thing you could do. Now, I know I gave you props earlier, bro, but I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Give it here. I got to take it back. Because that's dumb. Even I wouldn't do that. As powerful as I am, bro, I got to have Vulcan on my right-hand side. I'm not going into bro's lair or room alone. Are you serious? Bro, that's stupidity. That's prime stupidity. Yo, G-Thug, I understand it, bro. You was moving with your ego. Your ego was like, oh, okay, I'm about to come through and just go crazy. But like I said before, to all men out there, you can agree, bro. We can, to all men, we can nod our head in unison. Yo, that's like our biggest downfall. Our ego, like the man's ego is like our biggest, that's like our biggest enemy, bro. Seriously.
Pretty stock standard angsty loyal versus traitor Primarch beef. Guilliman called Fulgrim a little cocksucker. Fulgrim calls Guilliman delusional and tells him to join him. Just the usual preamble before most Primarch fights. However, Fulgrim also reveals everything was a setup, from the very first breadcrumb to now, with the sole intention of killing the Lord of Ultramar. Even as Fulgrim's ship is badly damaged from the sabotage efforts, Fulgrim doesn't care. He has Guilliman where he wants him. Let his sons do their little thing. The two Primarchs engage in their duel, and Guilliman quickly realizes that taking on one of the best Primarch duelists, who is now a massive demonic snake demon in a 1v1, probably wasn't a good idea.
You got no hands, bro. G-Thug, respectfully, you have no hands. Like I said before, he's a diabolical, just dookie muncher. I understand that, bro. Like, he's just nasty. He's a deviant. But, bro, he is him when it comes to this fighting stuff. Yeah, that's like me being so mad and so jealous or having this much anger towards Muhammad Ali or like Mike Tyson. And then me being mad to the point where I'm going to hop in the ring with him and put some boxing gloves on. What? It's over for me. Bro, pipe your ego down.
So he calls for his warriors to aid him. Fulgrim is enraged by this, but was prepared for it, thus summons his own warriors. Now the fight is actually a reasonable back and forward.
Hey, G-Thug, I can't lie to you, bro. Yo, minus 20,000 aura.
Probably wasn't a good idea, so he calls for his warriors to aid him.
So hold up. Y'all are throwing. So first of all, here's the thing. Like I said again, Fulgrim, bro, he's nasty. But here's the thing, bro. That 1v1, I gotta respect it. If it's a 1v1, I gotta respect it. And I see why Fulgrim, you know, why he started to crash out. Because, bro, if we're having a battle, but then you know that, you know, you're about to go out sad, and you call for, like, your other warriors or whatever. Bro, what type of lame-ish is that?
Fulgrim is enraged by this, but was prepared for it, thus summons his own warriors. Now, the fight is actually a reasonable back and forward. Fulgrim strikes at Guilliman with a flurry of blows. Guilliman manages to parry and block most strikes, taking minor wounds. In return, Guilliman lands a few solid shots, punching Fulgrim in the face and cutting him with the Emperor's flaming sword. Fulgrim especially despises the sword, as its demon-killing energies is a genuine threat to his existence. If Guilliman were to land a mortal blow on Fulgrim using it, Fulgrim wouldn't be banished, he would be truly killed. It was satisfying seeing the smug Fulgrim get enraged and hurt, but despite a good showing, the fight could only go one way, with Guilliman getting stabbed through the throat by Fulgrim in an attack G-Man didn't even see coming. Blood pumped from his wound as poison from the sword began entering his bloodstream and overwhelming even his Primarch physiology, so he began dying, only holding onto consciousness through sheer force of will. Now, Fulgrim said that Guilliman's throat was a weak spot because that is where Khorne stabbed Guilliman with an athame during the heresy, but like, isn't it just a weak spot anyway? Like, getting a full demon sword through the neck is gonna fuck anyone up, but maybe it stopped the wound from healing or some shit, I don't know, I wasn't there. Now when Space Marines see their Primarch get mortally wounded and fall, the same thing always happens, they go fucking Super Saiyan. As Fulgrim prepared to finish the job, Guilliman's best warriors rallied to his side and threw their lives away to keep Guilliman safe.
Okay.
They fought back Fulgrim and slaughtered any Emperor's children who approached, dragging their lord to safety as they called in an emergency teleport extraction. Many of the Ultramarines' greatest heroes of the heresy died that day to save their lord, but the teleport was a success, which meant that Guilliman was allowed to bleed out on his own ship instead of Fulgrim's. Guilliman's last thoughts are of his brothers and his father. He stood at the edge of death and peered into the warp, but before it consumed him properly, he felt a bright light and then nothingness. The Ultramarines flew their ships clear of the Emperor's children and escaped, Fulgrim's flagship being crippled and unable to pursue. This was Guilliman's most decisive defeat to date. Now, Guilliman didn't actually quite die here, at least not fully. The Emperor, at the last moment, protected Guilliman's soul, which was when he saw the bright light. Guilliman's body was preserved by stasis, and his soul was protected.
Let me go, bro. Let me go. If I was in Warhammer, let me tell you something. I don't want to survive. If I'm in Warhammer, bro, I don't want to. I don't want to live to fight another day. No. Let me go, bro. Let my soul go, bro. Let me go to the pearly gates. If there is some in Warhammer. Because, if there is a heaven in Warhammer, man, yo, slap me in the face and call me Donald. Because I'm going to keep it real. I don't believe that there's a heaven in Warhammer. There's no way. There can't be. There can't be, bro. Like, I would legit rather, like, I'd rather, like, just cease to be nothing, bro. I'd rather be like a worm on the ground. For real. Seriously, y'all. Like, bro, do not revive me, bro. Like, do not come up to me, bro, and hold square. Leave me alone. Let me go, bro.
Protected from the warp by the Emperor. So when the science of Belisarius and the death magic of the Eldar were combined, Guilliman's soul and body were able to be seamlessly rebonded, allowing for a clean resurrection. If Guilliman's body had been allowed to rot or his soul allowed to be cast into the warp, the odds of bringing him back were next to zero, especially not back as the man he once was. So the Ultramarines sacrificed to bring their lord to safety, and the effort of the Emperor to save his soul were not wasted. Although this would be the greatest of Guilliman's defeats, post-resurrection in the current setting, the man didn't suddenly become immune to copping L's. During the Terran Crusade, which was Guilliman attempting to reach Terra after being resurrected in Ultramar, the forces of Tzeentch were right up his ass and even managed to deal G-Man a pretty sophisticated defeat. Kairos Fate Weaver started spinning up a spell, subtly feeding into Guilliman's doubt. When Kairos and the Red Corsairs attacked Guilliman's fleet, Kairos was able to use the doubt in Guilliman's mind, some of it natural, a lot of it implanted by Kairos, to create crystal chains and bind the Primarch, putting him at Kairos' mercy, which caused the Terran Crusade warriors to surrender to save their lord. This was a genuine defeat. Kairos outplayed Guilliman, had him at his mercy, and he forced a surrender. You would think he should have just killed Guilliman then and there, but that would...
Kairos is the bird. He's the, like, the dragon bird, right?
Wouldn't be very Tzeentch-like now, would it? Guilliman would only survive and reach Terra as Eldar Harlequins and the fallen angel Cypher would rescue him and his surviving warriors from Kairos' prison on a Blackstone fortress. So the Terran Crusade was able to continue, but only after suffering this decisive defeat. Guilliman wouldn't taste many more defeats after this. He beat back Magnus from Luna, he defeated the Khorne army that invaded Terra, his Indomitus Crusade was crushing victory after crushing victory, but then Mortarion and the Death Guard invaded Ultramar and kicked off the Plague Wars. This next defeat is quite controversial, as it kind of isn't a defeat, but it's worth mentioning. Mortarion was desperate to slay Guilliman, even cooking up a special virus called the Godblight. Likewise, Guilliman was desperate to slay Mortarion, because no shit. Hence the Plague Wars peaked with a duel between the two brothers. Once again, Guilliman thought he was like the Bruce Lee of Primarchs or some shit, but Mortarion's greater power overcame his brother and Guilliman was injected with the Godblight and more or less died. But he survived! The Emperor came in clutch, possessed G-Men, cured him, and then set Nurgle's garden on fire while shit-talking everyone who followed Papa Nurgle. So technically that is an Imperial...
Yo, I forgot that Mortarion had beef with Nurgle. I forgot, bro.
Victory, but more through the Emperor just totally not being a god, you know. Without the Emperor's intervention, which wasn't expected, Guilliman would have lost the duel and then lost the Plague Wars, or at least this particular battle, so I don't really know how to class that one. Defeat, which is also Guilliman's final for this video. However, I need to quickly make a chronological note. The chronology of the new Warhammer books is a bit of a fucking mess.
Now, yo, G-Thug, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. If you lost to the Necrons, I completely understand, bro. I can't roast you for this, at all. I understand.
There's even in-law jokes about
I
it,
understand,
and the Indomitus Crusade timeline was modified by GW to make it more coherent. Also, the order the books came out in is all over the shop. For example, Dark Imperium came out in 2017, but the Dawn of Fire Silent King book came out in 2015, despite the Silent King book being set before Dark Imperium. So this last defeat actually happened before G-Man's fight with Mortarion, but is the most recent defeat that has been released in the lore. Got it? Good. The Necrons under the Silent King had become a genuine threat to the Imperium due to the effect of the Pariah Nexus, a null zone that crushed your soul and more or less killed the warp within its zone. Now the warp has a lot of bad in it, but it's also essential for sentient life to exist, so a galaxy without the warp would also be unable to sustain sentient life. Guilliman wanted to destroy the Pariah Nexus, so he invaded it. Now while some objectives were achieved, such as the destruction of some pylons, as well as Belisarius achieving a strategic victory and sabotaging a chunk of the Pariah Nexus, as well as there being a cool scene which revealed that the Emperor's sword also deletes Necron reanimation protocols, giving Necrons true deaths in a similar fashion to demons, Guilliman and his forces were overwhelmed and pushed back, suffering huge losses. The Pariah Nexus remained intact, although it did suffer damage and some setbacks, with Guilliman lamenting his loss and preparing to head back to Ultramar as he suspects Mortarion will soon invade.
Bro, retreat. Like I said, yo, G-Thug, bro, I know how, like, at the beginning of the video I clowned you for running. Bro, against them, I don't clown you, bro. As a matter of fact, I'll do the same thing you're doing. I'm out of here. Instantaneously.
This setup for Dark Imperium.
Yeah,
Here's the chronological modern day 40k book order for those of us that were confused as I was. I'll make sure I read these chronologically from now on for better coherence. Post battling Mortarion, Guilliman is currently turning his attention to combating the Tyranid threat, so maybe he'll pick up an L or two over there as well. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support
yo man, comment down below. What do you guys think about this video, man? Like I said, man, I'm thankful for you guys for coming through, watching my reactions, man. It means a lot. Thank y'all so much for all the support over the past year, y'all, last year as well. This year, you know, like for my YouTube channel, I mean, I'm definitely proud that I went from January to now, you know, uploading videos. I would say that, you know, this year, you know what, I'll keep it real, man. This year I definitely took it a little bit slower. I think in 2024 I went as hard as possible that I could ever do. In 2025, man, I wasn't really burnt out, but at the same time I was, I guess I was recovering from like 2024 a little bit, but at the same time I still uploaded most days and stuff like that. And I just thank y'all so much for, you know, not really motivating me, because like I've always wanted to do this, and it really doesn't take any motivation for me to do this, but like I thank y'all so much for always being kind in the comments. There's some people who crash out. It is what it is. And I just want to thank y'all so much for always showing up. It means a lot, man. Shout out to all the people who are, shout out to all like the constant viewers, you know, who's up at every single video that I watch. I really appreciate that, y'all. Other than that, I'm gonna see y'all later. I'm out. Peace out, y'all.